Chances are, over the past month or two, you've probably heard the name Andrew Tate. Now, do you know exactly what he's been saying? Probably not. You probably got some sort of distorted idea of what he is, and in the rare instance that you might have had the opportunity to catch one of the podcasts that are out there, or the streams that he's on, okay, because there's a whole bunch of different Twitch streams that he's been on, a bunch of different podcasts stretching back the past couple of months, and then going back years at this point, okay, because Andrew Tate's really been around for a very long time, espousing the same things that he has been doing and has made him incredibly popular lately. Now, because he has achieved such a level of fame, all of the cockroaches are coming out of the woodworks, and now we're starting to see them strike back, because he's been kind of quiet lately, okay? Like the last thing that I seen him do was, well, on his very own channel here, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a background. So we're gonna go through one of his remaining platforms left, because as you can see, I guess I didn't quite set that up appropriately, but here it is. He's been banned on Facebook and Instagram, okay? I would tell you that he's been banned on Twitter, but again, that's a years old issue, and Twitter has the worst terms of service of any large platform, okay? So one of the platforms that he does have left is YouTube, okay? And he hasn't done anything wrong, and instead of myself going over what his positions are, you can just take a look at it from some of the thumbnails that he has there. What are the types of ideas that he espouses? Life is a competition, reasons you're poor, secrets to networking, dunking on H3H3, somebody else who's, again, just kind of the polar opposite of Andrew Tate. Somebody, well, with one notable exception, okay? They're both very popular for whatever reasons. In H3's cases, I guess it's just lingering old fumes, harkening back to a time when he actually stood for something and now he falls for everything. You can't really blame him. He's kind of shaped like that, but he always seems to just bounce back up anyways. But really, at the center of it, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate, who has yet to be banned, but who knows, by the time that I put this up, I'm sure they'll probably find a way on that one. So we don't really know the circumstances. All it is just a nebulous hate speech. Well, what has he been talking about? General self-improvement for men, okay? And I'm sure that you probably heard other clips out there as well. Oh, see, he believes that the women are men's property. Again, if you just go off of clips and TikToks, you're doing yourself a great disservice, because these are ideas that have been around for a long fucking time, okay? So yeah, he's at least been public about this stuff of about 4 years ago, is his earliest video that's up here. Might have other channels as well, okay? But I've listened to a fair few of the podcasts, okay? Like all of the Fresh and Fit stuff that he's done, the 2 solo podcasts, which I'm sure most of the detractors haven't really listened to or had the time to sit there. Oh, I don't have 2 hours. Instead, you'll just form a massive opinion in order to get somebody taken off of the internet. You'll just watch a 45-second TikTok and then just go, misogynist. Yeah, and that's what you'll land on, right? Because, okay, he kind of harkens back. The whole idea, the whole aura of Andrew Tate, we'll go back to a better picture. Okay, the whole idea of Andrew Tate, somebody who I could liken him to, he's the first person that I've really seen on a mainstream outlet. He really reminds me of Patrice O'Neal, okay? And that's where I got all of these ideas from back in 2014, and I've been ruminating on these ideas. You can go all the way back on my channel to towards the beginning, okay? I've been talking the exact same stuff at the same time, so I've been congruent with my philosophy. A couple of the guys that are out there, Andrew Tate being one of them, helped me really galvanize and crystallize those opinions so that I could properly express them, because you get some sort of an input, okay, and then you can't quite verbalize it, you can't quite vocalize it, you can't quite figure out what makes what tick, and then it just takes a couple of little adjustments, and then all of a sudden you understand the situation better. But no, he says his stuff in a humorous fashion. Of course, he plays the character. It's not a character, right? Like, he actually believes this stuff because he's been congruent with his philosophies for a very long time, okay? So either this is one of the greatest Andy Kaufman type scenarios that we've seen since the comedian passed, or some people still believe that he's still out there being Tony Clifton, whatever the hell you think, okay? Whatever you're gonna land on. And then also, he reminds me a lot of Milo Yiannopoulos without all the butt fucking, okay? Well, even though Milo's straight, he's gone completely down a fucking different path, okay? But he was talking about these same type of topics, like at the root of everything, at the root of societal decay, really is feminism, okay? Like, he was addressing those things. Andrew Tate was. Now, and still is in some form or fashion. His voice and his message is still going to get out there. We're just taking a look at why specifically Instagram, Facebook, all of the meta programs, okay, have taken his official accounts, which were fairly substantial, where he had the most reach, and the ones that he held most dear to him, why that happened. But why it took so long and why now it's happening, I'm a little bit less clear on why it happened. But yeah, just wrap up the Milo Yiannopoulos analogy. Andrew Tate is kind of ethnically vague, okay? Like his father's African-American and his mother's white. So you can't just, his detractors can't just throw, oh, you're just a straight white male, therefore your opinion doesn't mean anything. No, 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 you kind of got to give him leverage. And again, he's not a bumbling asshole. When you hear the guy talk, he's very articulate. He knows what he means. He thinks about what he says. And he always has 3 or 4 different analogies to just pull out of his quiver at a moment's notice. The guy is never caught on his back foot, okay? Some brainlets will just pop out with that, oh, Hassan beat him. Well, Hassan was also reading a script that somebody else fucking wrote for him, and that was sending it to him. If you can't tell that, okay. I've unfortunately watched a fair amount of Hassan because he just takes the dumbest positions against the people that I appreciate their content on, so I've seen him talk on stream before. And the guy doesn't really have the quickest shift in his brain. He's a rather laborious talker with a very narrow vocabulary. And the way that he was talking to Tate about, oh, women aren't good drivers, okay, and he completely missed the point on that one. Oh, the women getting fewer accidents, even though Tate was talking about a heuristic that I think everybody here, okay, you and I both, we know that even the most dangerous of circumstances, you kind of want a man driving as opposed to a woman for a multitude of issues. Every time that I've seen something horrific on the road, a woman's been at the wheel. Now, do I have the studies or the stats to prove that? No, they're out there, though. And Hassan was just pulling some fucking whack statistics from, like, the late 90s and shit. And then again, you could also pull the per capita numbers and then realize that women getting more accidents than men per capita. But again, he was just taking whatever stats proved his point, and that's what these fucking debate bros do. But no, Tate's been running around the internet over the past month, okay, even though, yeah, like I said before, he's taken kind of like a week off, like you can see 7 days ago, to just posting all of my supercars. What color's your Bugatti? A terrible Tate impression, but, you know, one was going to pop out at some point or another. But no, he teaches the core principles of the more established, more respectable manosphere types, red pill types, like red pill, manosphere, that encapsulates a whole bunch of content creators. There's a whole bunch of branches on that, but there's a core group of guys who are really fundamental to the space and guys who are credible. Tate, in my opinion, I've listened to a bunch of his stuff, he seems credible. Everything seems to be backed up, okay? And everybody knows about the more recent opinions, but one that ended up becoming 1000% true, something that an older fan would know, somebody who's been listening for a while. One of his initial stances, and something that got him a little bit of clout to begin with back a couple of years ago at this point, he was claiming that depression isn't real. It's something that I've kind of nicked, and when we talked about it, I can't remember if that was on the main channel or the secondary channel, but whatever, talked about the studies that revealed that psychologists are just basically pill pushers because antidepressants know better than placebo for about 85% of people. I'll link to the study, of course, and all that stuff as well, but depression is a feeling. It's not a condition, okay? You get down to the root of the problems. Most of the time, you're going to find somebody who's just not willing to deal with their problems, okay? I have anxiety. Well, what are you anxious over? Oh, I have a report due at school. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Have you taken care of it? Or are you working towards finishing it? No, I'm just too anxious about it. And it's like, well, why don't you just do your fucking paper, okay? And you see, you can just break this stuff down. And of course, not saying that there aren't legitimate mental conditions, okay? Bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, obviously. The real legitimate ones, but when it comes down to being a chemical imbalance in your brain, that's just not the case. That is not the case. I went through it back when that study first dropped, and now just this backing it all up. Tate was right in the beginning, and he continues to be right going forward. And that's why they want to silence him, okay? And as Rumble is pointing out here, Andrew Tate gone in the past 48 hours, Instagram and Facebook. Steven Crowder, again, caught a ban for whatever stupid fucking reason. And again, it's like, I haven't watched a Steven Crowder video in a long fucking time. He just nauseates me. Again, when are we going to be getting that Facebook lawsuit that you've been touting for 2 years at this point? Again, but still, does good work. He's just about as funny as a cancer ward. And libs of TikTok off Facebook. Didn't really know that, but I'd imagine they'd probably be off Instagram as well, because it's the Meta umbrella of content. So, and because all combined, I think Meta, if it isn't the first biggest outside of Google, it is both of the platforms individually, Facebook and Instagram, are in the top 5 of the most popular websites online that aren't porn, of course. And yeah, you can go ahead and check this out right now. Just before I hit record on this, I wanted to make sure that his brother, Tristan Tate, Talisman Tate there, his brother, hadn't been taken down. As of right now, it's still up. That, of course, could change in the next 24, 48 hours and all that stuff. Just make sure this is in. So yeah, you had a screenshot. This is from a couple of days ago, okay? And this is why they went directly after the Instagram, okay? 2 days ago. Your Instagram is a basic requirement. This is from his secondary YouTube channel, by the way, Tate Confidential. It used to have a whole bunch more content on it. Okay, it only has 3 videos now. But again, that's another thing that you've probably been seeing this on YouTube as well. If it ended up infecting your algorithm, like so much Tate content over the past couple of months. Oh, deleted content from Tate Confidential. It's like, okay, I kind of see one thing that happened, okay, because there's one of the other claims that come out from all of the fucking ankle biters, let's just call them exactly what they are, that are out there. Oh, you guys are just running a program. Andrew Tate's just a scammer. It's a multi-level marketing program because you have an affiliate link to your Hustlers University. Hustlers University. I don't know a whole bunch about it. I'm not a member of it yet. I've been thinking about it, okay, just to see if it works or whatever. But anyways, it's 18 modern wealth creation methods. Unless Tristan Tate, who's just on Sneako's stream, listen to that, okay? Tristan Tate, his brother, who's currently not banned on anything, said that the affiliate system, the link system, he shut it down because he didn't want the detractors out there to, you know, just have any leverage. Even though, apparently, in Hustlers University, $50 a month to join the course, they have over 100,000 students that they've also retained. But regardless, it's just a big scam. That's why people continue to come back. Okay, big think on that one. But even still, these fucking socialist brainlets, okay? Hassan and H3, they just continue to say, oh, it's just a scam, it's just a Ponzi scheme. It's like, oh, okay, cool. You never had an Amazon affiliate link out there? You never had a partner program with anybody else? Okay, you don't know how basic commission from sales jobs works? That's exactly what fucking happens. You get somebody else to sign up for the program. There's 17 other fucking tools at your ready, okay? I know copywriting is one of them, and I also recorded some other content for my secondary channel where it comes to reselling. I'd imagine that's probably one of the different things that they teach there as well. It's 18 millionaires, well, or maybe 17 now at this point, that teach their specialty to people who are willing to learn. It sounds fine, okay? It doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with that, and the fact that there hasn't been takedown video after takedown video just goes to show that there is some value that are there. You've seen receipts on the other side of this of people saying that, yeah, it's actually worked for me, okay? It was a slow build into something great, okay? We can continue to go down that path, but again, well, this video's still like going to be long as hell anyways, because again, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time because I respect Andrew Tate and the message that he speaks, and now shit runs downhill. This seems way too much like when Alex Jones got taken off. Oh my god, Andrew Tate, we got to get rid of him off of our platform. He says some very hateful stuff. What is that? Hateful stuff. That's exactly what he says. We need to get rid of him, okay? And first things first, we need to go after his Instagram because he thinks that it's so important, because again, like I said, 2 days ago he posted this, okay? Your Instagram is a basic requirement. The days of getting results with mediocre social media are long gone. If you've been a follower of mine for a while, you've heard me talk about without a solid Instagram business and getting laid becomes extremely difficult. I believe within the next few years you'll need to have a personal brand online to even get a job. Let's face it, people judge others by appearances, and the fastest way to quickly see someone's appearance is by checking their Instagram. Instagram. Where's the lie so far, and where's all the misogyny and hatred? I'm not really seeing it. I think this is a repost of one of his email lists or something like that. But again, the fact that this came out 2 days ago and now he's been banned just merely a couple of hours ago isn't coincidental at all. And we'll see the orchestrated campaign that manifested off to the side of this in a moment. It's a straight up fact, checking Instagram, yeah, for people's appearances. Anyways, however, for those who don't have an Instagram on point, an emergency is going on. Now, I understand this may sound hyperbolic, but understand this. Employers are checking the social media profiles of their candidates. That's 1000% true. Why do you think LinkedIn exists? They want to know you're actually qualified. If you're a sales guy who constantly posting memes about social anxiety, it won't go well. Yeah, no, exactly. If you're looking for a sales position and you have approach anxiety, what the fuck are you going after that job for? Okay. See, again, I'm not seeing any of the hatred that's here, but again, this is just one post, right? That's probably what got him taken down off of Instagram. Car pictures, I don't know, him shirtless doing nunchucks and shit, whatever. They want to know you're actually qualified. Oh, I already read that, but that's all right. I know I'm qualified. I can read. But if you're posting screenshots with deals you've closed, your new watch or nights out at the club, they'll know you will get the job done. But the harsh reality is, if you don't portray you're a high status on Instagram, the chances of you not getting laid, not just getting laid, but even getting a job are minimal. This is all happening now. Now, in my opinion, I'm just the messenger. I'm not trying to say shit Instagram makes you a loser. Many G's I know don't even have one. It's just I've seen how hard it is to get noticed by girls or even do business without it on point. I'll speak to you soon. Cobra Tate newsletter, of course. And yeah, where's the lie on that one? Again, we know employers constantly regulate social media, okay? If you have a post out there, okay, and then enough people flag it or put it on blast, you have to have a talk with your HR department because what you're posting on Twitter or Instagram is problematic. Some employment contracts still to this day have clauses in them where you can't mention the company that you work for, or you can't post anything that would be somehow derogatory towards the company that employs you, okay? So I already know that this is happening, okay? This is a soft implementation, okay? This is where I'm going to get on my fascist soapbox for a minute. Not that I'm advocating for fascism, I'm just advocating for reality, and the fact of the matter is we kind of live in it, okay? Because when you're dealing with the government, yes, they have to adhere to the rules and the confines of the United States Constitution, speaking specifically about America here for a moment, okay? Don't know what the rules are about abroad, okay? I don't know what it's like in Europe. I know in Canada you're basically fucked. Don't say anything and just bend over and take your 9th booster. It'll all be fine. Don't worry about it. Trudeau has your back and your mouth. But here's where the fascism comes in, okay? Then you can have your private mega corporations who work in tandem, and because they're a private business, they can silence you in a moment. Like that. Instagram is a fucking huge platform, okay? It skews heavily female, and as a dating site, it's the world's most popular dating site. It's a way that most people reach out to one another, and yeah, it is an excellent way to put yourself out there, do a little flexing, do a little showboating, do a little marketing on top of that. It's essential to what you do. I understand that. Now, I just have burner Instagram account. I think Twitter is useless and Twitter is dying. It'll probably be gone in the next couple of years anyways, because it's just censoring itself into oblivion, and people are starting to turn on its largest, most active user. I'll probably be talking about that in the next couple of days anyways. But when it's all said and done, why did his Instagram get taken down? A verified check mark, okay? Didn't know of any violations beforehand, okay? I don't know what the policy is over there if you just get taken down off of it, the 3 or 4 strike policy like they have on YouTube, or if it's just in an instant like that, they can just get rid of you. Not entirely sure, okay? But again, Andrew Tate started to crack into the mainstream, okay? And then it started to get normies aggravated, okay? And this is why red pill manosphere ideology can't go mainstream. It absolutely cannot, because as soon as it does, it starts to butt up against everybody else who's still, to bite another phrase, in the matrix. Here's a completely honest and accurate recitation of events that I'm sure definitely happened. The rise of Andrew Tate is ruining my freshman boys! Policy and politics from a teacher's subreddit. Can you fucking believe it? Have y'all heard of a sexist, misogynistic, disgusting excuse of human being known as Andrew Tate? Wouldn't that kind of be hate speech? But again, it's against the right target. Okay, so that's fine. You can just go ahead and be as hateful as you want, right? Okay, again, Reddit being Reddit. Well, I promise you all your middle school and high school boys have, and they're addicted to his content. And that's why we need to get rid of it. That's the underlying talking points here. Just this week, I have had 6 convos with families about their sons saying shit like women are inferior to men. What do you mean by that? And again, this is what happens when you have somebody who, again, already their perception of Andrew Tate is a sexist, misogynist, disgusting excuse for a human being, okay? So again, their interpretation of events is not exactly going to be the most charitable. So yeah, you hear these little sound clips, okay, sound clips couldn't sound older in a moment, but these little TikToks, okay, the YouTube shorts that are out there where it's just Andrew Tate saying women are property, okay? It's like, there's larger context to that, okay, obviously, but I don't ever recall him saying women are inferior to men unless it's in the grander context of saying that yes, women are inferior to men in athletics. Like, is that a disputable point? Okay, do we need to go take a look at Leah Thomas once again? Just saying. Women belong in the kitchen, Ms. And again, when did Andrew Tate ever say anything of that? No. He's just the most prominent figure in the space right now. So therefore, it's all attributable. It's all attributable to him. Don't worry about it. Okay, listen. Our high school boys, our middle school and high school boys are thinking about Andrew Tate stuff when, again, they should be learning about trans ideology and gender affirming surgeries. Okay, like, listen, there's not enough space in these kids' heads. We want to indoctrinate them. We can't let Andrew Tate indoctrinate them. God, it's just so easy to see this shit. Not only are they making these misogynistic claims in class, like which ones? Okay, yeah, just this week I've had 6 convos with families about their sons. Again, why would you go to all of those fucking lengths, okay, for something that probably didn't fucking happen anyways? These misogynistic claims in class are literally refusing to do assignments if it's sourced from a woman. Oh my god. I had 3 boys refuse to read an article by a female author because women should only be housewives. And you're attributing, can you point to the clip where Andrew Tate said this unironically? Because that would be great. Thanks. But when I say I'm a teacher and here teaching you, the cognitive dissonance kicks in and they start saying, yeah, but teaching is a woman's job. What are you talking about? And again, there's been other videos like this as well. Okay, I've seen basically this same argument regurgitated by some fucking land whale who's teaching kids, which is, again, a red flag. You should get your kids out of public school because they're just fucking garbage. Because again, what are they teaching in public schools? Commie gay nonsense. Speaking of gay nonsense, here we have this thing, okay? A he/they, a queer Jew with very long nails, and a link to an abortion site, because of course he does. But he was one of the most vocal supporters of getting rid of Andrew Tate, as you can see. Most of his, or their, I don't know, I don't care either. Most recent posts are mostly about Andrew Tate. 3 of them for certain. And when this one went live, I wanted to cover it then, but since all of this stuff kicked off, might as well go through it, okay? Because this is just a snippet of everything that's going on. As you can see, it went live August 8th, and it got 1.4 million likes. So this circulated like a motherfucker. If we could actually see all the analytics, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't seen by like 50 million people. Might not have liked it or anything like that, but they sure as fuck seen it. And again, now to bite a Michael Jackson line, again, somebody else who didn't do anything fucking wrong. A lie will travel around the world before you have the opportunity to put your pants on. Something like that. Anyways, Andrew Tate is teaching young boys to be violent misogynists. It's time for social media platforms to do something. Looks like you lobbied for your wish. Andrew Tate is an influencer and former kickboxer, 4-time world champion kickboxer. Get your shit correct. Whose violently misogynistic, homophobic videos have propelled him to global fame among young men and boys. I'm sure women watch it as well, but again, you're only concerned about what you're concerned about. You don't see the grander scheme of this. You're just a pawn in the fucking system, dude. He said that women are men's property. Again, what's the rest of the context in that one? That was from the Dave Portnoy interview, which again, I've had an inkling of wanting to go over that because that was probably the most thorough shit kicking of somebody who has some sort of a respectability across the board that I've seen Tate deliver. The rest of it was just dunking on Twitch kids like XQC. That one was an abomination on all fronts, but even still, okay. And he said that, yeah, women are men's property and that rape victims should bear some responsibility. I haven't seen that one, but again, that's that whole, did she know where she was going? She was dressed like that. Again, apply that same logic, because I'm sure we could probably scroll through This's Instagram and also see other things calling out Kyle Rittenhouse as just being a violent murderer. Why was he there that night? Again, just apply the logic back on them and it fucking falls flat on their face. Anyways, for their attacks. Last month, he was Googled more than Donald Trump and Kim Kardashian combined. 11.1 billion views for the month of July. I think that's on TikTok, right next to the really poor Photoshop of him smoking a cigar, okay? He's been talking this stuff for fucking years at this point. And now, just because he's popular, all of a sudden his rhetoric is hateful? Right, sure. In this widely circulated video, Tate, who is 35, explains that he prefers to date 18-year-olds because they have been through less dick than women in their 20s. That's just true. I don't know what you're trying to fucking debunk here, but anyways. He also says that it's easier to make an imprint on young girls. 18-year-old girls are not young girls, okay? They are women at this point, you fucking they, them. This is also known as grooming. What? Raising a good girlfriend? Like, again, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, it's all about establishing boundaries in any relationship, okay? Somebody will come out and be vehemently against one thing, but then you work on it and establish boundaries. Like, it's not grooming, something that you're probably very accustomed to doing anyways, because again, they, them, and the fucking bio, of course. Much of his content is laughably ridiculous. Like this video where he says he knows CPR but wouldn't perform it on a man because that would be gay. Again, it's fucking funny. And again, like I said at the beginning, he plays up his character. Still believes everything that he's saying. It's not a put on at all whatsoever. But again, he's an entertainer on fucking streams and podcasts, for Christ's sakes. It's just like professional wrestling, okay? You just have to crank up your personality to fucking 11. And that's what we have right now. Imagine that. Somebody who's entertaining, you wouldn't know a goddamn thing about that. But underneath the absurdity of Andrew Tate are darker, more insidious consequences of the influence he has on young boys. Again, that's our property. That's what these people are thinking, okay? They want to have the market cornered on indoctrinating the youth. Not saying that's what Andrew's doing. That's just what they want to do. Take a look at the curriculum that's out there. Take a look at all of the mega corporations that just continue to push all of this fucking trans agenda nonsense. For proof of concept on that. Andrew Tate, again, fucking grammar would be wonderful, is not just another edgy misogynist on the internet. He's also one in real life. He's been under investigation for sex trafficking and rape in Romania, where he lives. I've never heard about the rape allegations, okay? I've looked far and wide for any credible evidence or any charges to be up on that one, okay? Like, he's detailed a Me Too allegation as to why he left the UK years and years back at this point. But, oh, the sex trafficking investigation? Okay, cool. You probably don't even know this, okay? You can take my word for it. You could just go to the Tate Speech website and... or I'm sorry, the YouTube page, and it's Andrew and his brother Tristan sitting down debunking all of the different rumors that are out there, okay? And then, yes, this is where all of the fucking 60 IQ detractors come out and say, oh, they're just... Andrew Tate's a sex trafficker. Well, let's just go down memory lane for a second, tell you a little bit of a story, okay? There was a girl that Tristan, his brother... was plowing on the side, okay? Then she, being the good girl that she is, has a boyfriend at home. Oopsie daisy. And then decided to post an Instagram story or a post or some dumb shit like that. And then her boyfriend at home seen it and started to ask some questions. And then this girl in question said that, oh no, I've been kidnapped and I'm being held here. But just couldn't really back up the evidence that's out there that she was going to the curb to pick up pizza or Uber Eats orders. Anyways, it's all difficult. You don't expect her to try to quantify any of that. But the white knight simp that was at home placed a call to Interpol, okay, because he was in another country. I think it was in the United States or whatever, okay. Placed the call, okay, and then the Romanian police showed up at the Tate's place. Tristan already been gone, okay, nobody was there. They searched the premises. and never press charges. But again, he's a sex trafficker. Again, baseless fucking Me Too claims. Imagine that. Consistent through line with a lot of these fucking takedown idiots. And yeah, like I said, for the rape, I have no fucking idea. I've never seen this outside of this claim right there. But again, this has been circulated probably, again, like I'm just guessing, 50 million times. Okay, 50 million people have seen this post. And again, if they manage to get halfway through this, because again, the average attention span for somebody on Instagram or TikTok like this, people who are looking for negative Andrew Tate content, they might not be able to get that far in. But anyways, in one video, he explained that 40% of the reason for moving to Romania was because Romanian police were less likely to pursue sexual assault allegations than police in the United States. But you could take that a multitude of different directions, to be completely honest. The US justice system is over-reliant on the believe all women narrative, as opposed to Romania. Potentially. Or it could be one of those situations where a couple of slides back he said that most of his content is humorous. What's the context in this? Again, I haven't watched all of Tate's videos, but I'd imagine there was probably a little bit of a play up on that one as well. Andrew Tate has expressed numerous times his beliefs that women are property. Videos like this are racking up billions of views on TikTok. Yeah, we know, you ran the numbers, 11.1 billion, okay? Belongs to a man when she gives herself to a man. Okay, do you think that women are property? So I think my sister is my husband's property. I'm not saying anything new. I'm not saying anything which is really, truly even controversial. The whole world agrees that a woman belongs to the man when she decides to give herself to a man. Yeah, it's called marriage. He's explaining marriage, for fuck's sakes. But again, you take a little bit of a snippet out of a live stream, you can make anything look bad, right? Here he explains to his audience, comprised largely of boys and young as 13, how to handle a girl. And again, he's lying in bed being humorous. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Again, we know that you have pronouns in your fucking bio. You're probably into some whack shit. Just saying. Just saying. Videos of Andrew Tate have been viewed 11.6 billion times on TikTok alone. Many of them violate community guidelines, but aren't being taken down. Why? I don't know. You could just click off if you find them offensive. But again, that's never what these people do. They just want to have your life as bad as theirs, okay? Theirs. Anyway, because views generate profit for TikTok. And again, this is always just a weird thing that I always see from these leftist fucking mongoloids that are out there, okay? Instead of attacking the arguments, no, he's doing this for profit, okay? He doesn't have a TikTok account or anything like that, so weird fucking flex that he's got 11.6 billion views without having a TikTok account. Good stuff. It looks like good product spreads far and wide, as opposed to this fucking nonsense. You have one banger of a post and then the rest of them just kind of fail in comparison. But you do you, okay? If you want to ruin people's lives, congratulations, looks like you were successful. Nobody's gonna remember you in a couple weeks time, whereas with Andrew Tate, his message will continue to just live on. But yeah, like I was saying about these leftists who just always go after, oh, he's just doing this for the money. It's like, what is the reason anybody does anything? It's mostly for the money. But if, again, you listen to a full podcast, okay, oh, he's just a grifter, he just tries to promote his Hustlers University or his War Room program, okay, oh, it's $4,000 for a membership to enter the War Room. What's the War Room? Oh, it's an exclusive club. Oh, okay, cool, like the Elks Lodges back in the day, or the Rotary Clubs, or the Legion. Oh, okay, cool. It just has a price of entry. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sounds nefarious and all. And anyways, yeah, he's offering a product that people want to pay for with Hustlers University. You're just mad because he's offering value out there and you just want to tear everybody down. It's like crabs in a bucket. As soon as one tries to get to the top, the rest of them will just pull them back down. Hey, mediocrity loves company. So yeah, next slide or some shit like that. We know what happens when violent internet misogyny goes unchecked. We saw it with Hunter Moore, who popularized revenge porn in 2012. I'm not aware of that, but I'm glad that you look up revenge porn, you fucking weirdo. Oh, we see it with incel forums. Where are those? Like, I hear this word all the time, and that's another one that the detractors throw out there. You're an incel! To Andrew Tate, 4-time kickboxing world champion with, like, How many hundreds of millions of dollars? And oh yeah, all of the beautiful women that he has around him. Yeah, real big incel, right? Yeah. And again, like, if the logic follows, if he's a sex trafficker, isn't, like, okay, the entire purpose of trafficking women is to have sex with them. So if he was doing that, wouldn't he be fucking them? Like, again, this doesn't make sense, but again, it doesn't have to. Which have been churning out mass shooters in an alarming rate. No, that's single mothers who do that. We don't need a documentary in 10 years about the rise and fall of Andrew Tate and how he should have known better. Well, actually, his rise has been even longer than that, okay? Okay, like, this dude's been making money, okay? He came from absolutely nothing, and we can go into his history at a later date. This video's already long as fuck anyways. We're not quite done yet, but he and his brother created an empire out of virtually nothing, and now he's espousing the values and principles that made him and his brother successful. But that's toxic, and that's misogynist by what? Just wanting guys to be better and not supporting women's bad behavior? Weird. Oh yeah, we don't need a documentary, and we should have known better. We do know better. What are your receipts? Hold social media platforms accountable for giving the loudest microphones to the most dangerous people. And lo and behold, like I said, there we have it. Oh, and then he posts in the caption, "Happy Friday. Andrew Tate has been banned from Instagram." Again, just look at all these dorks there as well. Like, I don't know who any of these people are, but again, they're just so happy about somebody else being probably false flagged down if we get to the bottom of this, to be completely honest. Andrew Tate has been banned from Instagram. What else is said? Andrew Tate, a former kickboxer whose misogynist videos turned him into an internet's biggest celebrity, had been permanently banned from Instagram and Facebook for violating community guidelines. Which ones? Oh, the community guidelines. Great, wonderful, fantastic. Tate, who has said that women, oh my god, we're going over the same shit again. Oh, except for not using rape this time around, so at least you just you change it up a little bit. Let's see if there's any new claims in this one. Are you going to bring up, oh, he used to run a webcam business? Did he force anybody to do that stuff? No. Did he create a bunch of multimillionaires? Yeah. Can you say the same? No. I just like to get people taken off of platforms because they make me feel bad. Anyways, Tate said that women are men's properties and that victims of sexual assault should bear some responsibility for their attacks. Can you, like, you had videos in the other post. Can you, like, source any of that, or you just want to make blanket claims? Because that would help. Anyways, has spent the summer indoctrinating millions of young boys, millions and millions. It's not indoctrination. Putting out a point of view. Okay, if you had such a big problem with Tate, he's pretty accessible. Just saying. Indoctrinating millions of young boys into a violent 1950s version of masculinity, and that's where you fucked up, because he never advocates, like a bunch of tradcons out there, that women were so much better in the 1950s. He's just accepting the reality that's out there. Women are, in general, okay, you put a 21-year-old woman next to a 21-year-old man, I will goddamn guarantee it. If they're both in college, that 21-year-old girl has seen and gone through a ton more bodies than that man has. Female sexual activity over the past few decades has basically stayed exactly the same. As for men, it's dropped off because we know historically 40% of men procreate. Just virtually all of women will procreate. Those are just the facts. But again, that's misogynistic because women get pregnant and not this they them waste of space. But yeah, here's what I'm attributing to Andrew Tate because I don't know exactly what he says. I just take the most salacious headlines and then just get him canceled off of that 1950s version of masculinity that many thought was a thing of the past. Yes, because we're doing such a good job societally now. Anyways, Andrew Tate banned from Facebook and Instagram, hit BBC News, not that one, the one from Britain. But what about freedom of speech? Oh, and here's where the fascism comes in. I didn't even know about this part. Andrew Tate has freedom of speech. He can say whatever he wants, just not on our private platforms that are just run and operated by the government. Yay, the corporations! But freedom of speech is not freedom of Instagram. Instagram is a company, not a constitutional right. Yeah, no, that's wonderful, fantastic. Revoke Section 230. Just saying. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom to yell dangerous ideas, mean things. Because what's dangerous? What has he said that's actually dangerous? Because you haven't linked or you haven't sourced anything that is actually actionable information. I don't get it. Again, but yes, it does not mean freedom to yell dangerous ideas into the loudest microphone in the world. Oh, look at that. Imagine that. Sourcing the exact same thing that has been making the round over the past couple of days. Who could have possibly seen that astroturfed post more than likely used as justification. Just saying. See, they blotted out who the users are and all that stuff. All you know is that a little bit of Photoshop goes a long way. I am glad that Andrew Tate has been banned from Instagram. Yes, I too support current thing. It was the right thing to do. No, it wasn't. It was what you and your people think is the right thing to do. But let's be clear, Andrew Tate is a symptom, not a cause of a bigger issue. Yep, no, exactly. And that's why the red pill will stay as a niche idea, okay? It's for exceptional individuals. It's not for the masses. It never will be. It's an understanding of intersexual dynamics that is not palatable to the masses, because the masses believe in the Disney fairy tale, okay? That the man will he will be the prince on the horseback. He will be 6 feet 2 inches tall. He will be jacked to the gills. He will be rich beyond your wildest dreams, and he will be singularly monogamous to a princess that's out there. And what's the definition of a princess in a Disney fairy tale? Whatever the fuck you want it to be, right? Because Lizzo's a princess, has a chariot that looks an awful lot like a flatbed truck. Or it's the subject matter of the Libs of TikTok account, okay? With a princess with a rainbow hair, okay? Instead of a rainbow dress at whatever point, okay? Or it's a princess who, instead of riding horses, just rides all the guys in the stable. These people will defend the system until they're dying fucking days, because the system is comfortable. The system props them up, because if you had this they them out in the wild, they wouldn't last. I would love a return, not to the 1950s. I'm talking caveman days, because like I said before, I'm 6'6", 2 and change, okay? I could beat the brakes off of anybody in this fucking neighborhood, okay? And not even bat an eye. I would have the biggest horse, the biggest cave, and an entire fucking harem of women, okay? Those are just the facts, okay? To the victor go the spoils. That's the way that it used to be, but something changed about 60, 70 years ago at this point. And now we're living at the time where the biggest crybabies run the world, the cry bullies, as it were. We'll just finish off this post and then we'll get the fuck out of here, because I didn't anticipate this going on this long. I knew it was going to be long, okay? Like, I've been boiling and waiting to do this video for a long time, and who the fuck knows where it's going to go after this. Anyways, but let's be clear, Andrew Tate is a symptom, not a cause of a bigger issue, which is the young boys are not taught to process their emotions in a healthy way. Oh, okay, that's cool, because somebody who felt bad decided to get somebody else canceled off of the internet. That's processing emotions healthily, right? Cool. Anyways, there is a self-esteem and mental health crisis among young men. Who's the one who has pronouns in their bio? Just saying. And it's been created by the same unhealthy masculinity that fueled Andrew Tate's fame, or the lack of masculinity that allowed for Andrew Tate and those like him who espouse his ideas as well to rise through the ranks and become popular in the first place. But again, you haven't quite figured out these ideas yet. Just give you a little time. Until we're ready to take that crisis seriously, people like Andrew Tate will keep popping up and exploiting young men in their most vulnerable moments. That's our job. But to be honest, that's 1,000% true. Okay, they're gonna keep popping up. So what's gonna end up happening from here? As of right now, he still has a Twitch account. I could see them completely banning him, a la Destiny. Just a former like center-left dude. I've heard him talk a lot lately, and it's like, I've known of Destiny for a while, and he's always been a spurg when it comes to political issues, but he's starting to dabble a little bit into red pill ideology, and he can at least... One thing that I'll give Destiny is that he's willing to have a conversation and engage in good faith debate, okay? That's about the only thing I'll give him. The rest of his shit is a little bit fucking off base, but whatever, okay? Just put it succinctly, Sargon's a pretty good check on him. But yeah, we'll see if he continues, Andrew Tate this is, to continue to get banned off of different platforms. I could see Twitch being next, because that's kind of where he made his bones, especially this time around with the XQC debate, the Hassan debates, Aiden Ross's live streams, which for whatever reason, like, he's playing slots right now. I thought he would have been talking about this, but whatever. Again, it's just Twitch is so fucking retarded. It's a terrible platform where you can get zero fucking growth, because they just continue to push the most popular streamers that are out there, so that the people who are just trying to crack the space, unless you're already famous off-site, you're never going to have a chance. It's retarded algorithms that they have over there, okay? If you think it's hard to be on YouTube, it's infinitely more difficult to just be brand fucking new and hop on Twitch, okay? So yeah, because Andrew Tate was on the biggest live streams with, like, I'm not even joking, 100,000 people, and people the world over, like you've seen it in those fucking propaganda posts over there on Instagram on that they, them, they, he, they. they queer Jew, what they were saying, 11.6 billion views on TikTok in the month of July. I could see TikTok just completely banning Andrew Tate content. I don't know if they have the capacity to do that, but it's possible. It's very possible, okay? I think YouTube will probably be the longest holdout, because YouTube, it's kind of fucking goofy, especially when they lay down the law on specific things, like saying anything about an election in 2020 and how upright and honest it was, because, oh yeah, definitely it was. Or you talk anything negatively about the jab, even though I'm kind of pressing my luck on a couple of the different topics, but whatever, at this point, people need to know the truth, which is exactly what Andrew Tate's doing, okay? Whatever you've heard about him before, and if you think that it's incorrect, you think that it's misogynistic, you think that it's sexist, I would implore you to just listen for a while, because he speaks truth. He speaks honestly, he speaks articulately, and he's a very enjoyable character. I'm a firm supporter, and I'll be covering this stuff the more that it develops. Or if anybody's interested, maybe I'll go over some of those podcasts, because there's a couple of them that are incredibly good. There's a couple of them that are just so horrifically bad, and they've been covered to death. But there's a couple of them that are out there that still tickle my fancy. So yeah, I think I've seen the hashtag #FreeTopG running around. So yeah, definitely 100% get on that. He doesn't deserve this. He's not going to be the last person in this sphere to get cut off, so stake your ground like this one. I didn't have a voice back when they were getting rid of Alex Jones, but take a look at how far down that slippery slope we've already gotten. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.